I have actually been so excited to share this video with you guys and make this video, and oh, hey Spuds, how's it going? It's Jamie. I hope you're well. I'm very good right now. I'm very happy. I'm really excited to be sharing this with you. This feels like such a huge deal to be making a video on this specific topic, and it's been like over 8 years in the making. So some of you might know that a little while ago I applied for a gender recognition certificate, GRC for short, because that is a mouthful to say every time. And basically this is something you can apply for in the UK, which allows you to change your birth certificate, including your legal sex, as you know, like your sex marker on your birth certificate, and to be legally recognized as your gender in every single capacity. And so for me, that would mean being legally recognized as male and having a little M under that sex box, that sounds weird, on my birth certificate. Also, very importantly to me, being able to get married as the correct gender. So husband and wife with my partner Shaba, rather than wife and wife, which just feels weird to say because they go on what's on your birth certificate for getting married. And there's a few other things as well. What I will do is leave a link in the description box to all the info about a gender recognition certificate, GRC. If you guys want to go read up about it or want to know how to apply for it, it's all down there. I was really nervous about my application. I made a video a couple months ago when I first put my application in about why I can't get married right now, because I didn't want to get married and have the registrar say woman and woman and wife and stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that being said, it's just I'm a man, so that would be very strange. And I couldn't think of why it would get rejected, but just it felt like such a huge decision that was completely not in my control, because it's literally made by a panel of strangers who sit down and go through all this really personal information and letters and medical reports about you and decide if you're telling the truth and if they should let you legally be recognized as the gender you want to be recognized as. And yeah, it just felt very strange. And as I'm getting married next year, it was super important that the correct decision was made, because it was a big stress for me about like whether it was going to come through in time or the correct decision would be made. Would I be able to apply again? No. Like it was stress. Anyway, it was a huge deal, right? It felt like a huge deal for me. It's probably not something that everybody wants to do or is interested in, but it was a big thing for me. I sent off my application at the beginning of September, and whilst I was away in New York with Shaba, the letter arrived like half an hour after we left for the airport. I was checking my email the whole week we were away, knowing that it was going to come through in the post, but I was just like, I want to know by email because I knew when the panel was going to sit and that I should hear whilst I was away in New York. But it meant that it was here when I got home, and I asked Shaba to film my reaction when I opened it, so that's what this is. Are you recording?
Yep. Okay guys, we've just come back from New York. It is, what's the date?
The 9th, day after our anniversary.
The 9th of November.
And this arrived whilst we were away, and
we've been together 8 years.
Yes, I'm pretty sure. And also, this has been in the making for 8 years, because I've been transitioning for just over 8 years, and I feel like this is like the juicy ending.
Yeah. You ready?
Okay, I need to say what this is. I applied to change my birth certificate so that we can get married properly.
And also so you could be recognised.
And yeah, legally, which is very important. And I don't know, they just send you a letter. I've been checking my emails even though I know it wouldn't come in an email because I knew it was happening whilst we were away. This arrived the day we left.
I'll stop recording now. Okay, we're back. A few happy tears, a few overwhelming tears, but we've got it. Yeah. The stupid panel, I mean, it's a stupidly formed system, have decided to assess you and grant you a new birth certificate.
Well, this is the gender recognition certificate. The birth certificate comes late.
Oh, I thought you said the birth certificate would be in that pack.
I didn't know what would be in that.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your gender recognition certificate. Male. I feel so stupid. It just means a lot.
You always have been,
I was
babe.
really stressed. It
You always
means we
have
can
been.
get married.
Yes.
I was really worried. I love you.
I love you too.
I get another letter because they've informed the correct people for the birth certificate. I get a letter to confirm the details to go on there, and then I get my new birth certificate. This is just all information about...
Important information to read though, okay?
Yeah,
this goes to one side.
This goes across to like tax and everything.
Is it more important to you now than you thought it was, now that you have it?
It was always important. It was important for me to get for our wedding, and that's one of the reasons that I got emotional, because I was very stressed, but now I know it can like happen in the right way for us. I mean, not that
We're
it's
going
the
about
wrong
us.
way,
What about
but
you?
you know, but I think I finished the physical side of my transition, which was emotional, and this kind of like ties up that last loose end, just to say like, this is done. It's over 8 years.
That was your bonus boss level. You're done. There's nothing else to do. Disclaimer, not that I'm saying you have to do all stages. Okay, just saying for Jamie.
Yeah, this is just what I wanted to do. This is mine.
Final thoughts for the spuds.
Right
here.
Thank you for all your support over the years. I'm just feeling very grateful. I want to go eat pizza. I think it's safe to say I was like a teeny tiny bit happy and relieved at what was in that letter. I was not expecting to have that reaction. I was excited to open the letter, and like I was expecting to be really happy if the right decision had been made, but I wasn't expecting to get emotional. It felt like, I don't know what it felt like. It just felt like this huge big weight had been lifted. Like, me seeing myself as a man and like being a man did not hinge on that piece of paper, but there was just something about it that felt like very final in a good way, and just like I could leave this part of my life behind me kind of thing, like in terms of like actively transitioning or like working towards things. And I felt like that after I had my second stage of lower surgery, but this was like a non-physical end to the transition, like the legal end, I guess. I don't know. I didn't quite realize just how much it had been playing on my mind, and not just for the 2 months since I put the application in, but before then I was stressed about it, because our wedding is booked, it's happening. What if something didn't happen in time? Like, what would we do? And just knowing that it was all going to be fine. Ugh. And then just like, it's not just the wedding, though that's a part of it obviously, but like just for me, how I feel about it is just very happy. The whole process took me years to do. I first started trying to apply for this about 4 years ago. I got all my documents together, I paid for a medical report from the gender clinic, all of this stuff, and then I did not understand how to do a statutory declaration, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. I couldn't find a template, I did not know what I was doing, and also I couldn't afford it. You have to pay fees. I'd already paid for my medical report, so I left it in the end. I left it for 4 years, and then I came back to it because I really needed it for the wedding, and I was just able to find a lot more information. I don't know if maybe I was just useless at Google searching before, or if they have provided more information in the 4 years since I last looked, but there was very easy to find and easy to understand like packs on how to do the application. So I actually found the process a lot simpler this time. There's still a lot of processes, it's still very personal, it still costs money, but I had instructions on what to do and how to do it. But it isn't the easiest process to do. I read somewhere that only about 12% of British trans people get a GRC, because like a mixture of it being complicated, expensive, and people just feeling really vulnerable doing the whole process, because it is. The information you have to send away is very personal. Something I just want to say is that although I see me getting a GRC and a new birth certificate as like the end of my transition, and it's made me feel very like happy, it's not something that I see anybody needing to do in their transition at all, and I don't see it as an objective end to a transition. It's just the way I see it for my transition and my journey and myself. I'm definitely not saying that anybody needs to do this. I just wanted to talk about how I feel about it and just show how much it means to me to be able to get this, and I'm incredibly grateful that I live somewhere that has a Gender Recognition Act and allows me to be able to legally change my gender and my sex on my birth certificate and everything. But I also know there's a lot of pushback against a possible reform of the Gender Recognition Act, and I really just wanted to highlight that getting a GRC is not about somebody trying to sneak into the women's bathroom. It is real people and real lives, and it means a lot to a lot of the people who are applying, and it's a really important step for a lot of people, and it's definitely something that needs to be made easier. A reform is definitely needed, particularly because currently non-binary people are not included in this. It's not a process that non-binary people can benefit from, and that definitely needs to change. Sorry, that's my little like rant spiel. I had to say something about it. Like, although it's made me feel really happy, it is a far from perfect process, and I think instead of people getting angry and shouting about like under 1% of of what could potentially happen with a Gender Recognition Act. We should be concentrating on the real people and the real lives that this is improving and not improving by being so difficult and not inclusive. That's all I wanted to say. This is something that means a lot to me. I want to say thank you to everybody who has joined me on my transition journey, whatever point in time you joined at. And yeah, it wasn't something I was expecting to get emotional about, but obviously it really does mean a lot. If you like this video, think about giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to, but no pressure. And yeah, as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love. Bye.